Yes, sir. What's up, good people? It's your boy, the boy Henry, back at it again with another video. And today we got the information that we've been waiting for from Valve, from Steam, from Gabe, from the PC brethren and sister regarding the price point of the Steam box, the Gabecube Steam machine, as it were. And right here for the listing, we have the 512 GB without controller, 1049. 512 GB with controller, 1128, 2 TB without controller, 1349, and 2 TB with controller, 1428. Now initially we'd only seen the model with 12 GB without the controller for the 1049 and the 2 terabyte with controller for the 1428. Now, of course, obviously there was some sticker shock to come along with this announcement, plus the way in which they're going about, allowing for people to purchase this is something like a lottery system. We've seen this before with the Steam machine, but people who really genuinely want one, they have to apply for an opportunity to purchase one. And of course, you got your usual suspects as far as the YouTubers who cover this type of thing, who have gotten theirs. They posted their hands on. There's performance reviews, all type of thing. And mainly, people are looking at this from a console versus console perspective. On the console side, people are very price adverse as far as wanting to pay a higher dollar amount. And I'm with them. Especially for what you're getting. You're not really getting anything that you can't experience or get for less. You can get more for less with a pro. You know what I mean? Not to mention that at base it does not come with a controller. When you get a base console, it does come with a controller. And I think a lot of people, this is not a console. They've told us this. They've never referred to it as a console. It is a PC. So when you go out, a lot of times you go out and buy you a tower. It don't come with a keyboard. You gotta buy your keyboard. You gotta buy your mouse. When you open that box, you crack that box open. What's in there? The PC itself. So you do have to go and purchase those additional accessories, which on the PC side, they don't mind doing it. They like to mix and match the keyboard. They like to mix and match the mice. They like to pick a headset, pick a different things like this. But the appeal of this device was to be able to play this on your TV, sitting on your sofa. It was a console-like experience, and as far as the OS, it does deliver on that. So there's conversations being had about who is this for? This is for your PC guys who want to just play on your TV. This is for maybe a guy who is just into the Steam Deck, right? And is looking for an at-home solution for that Steam Deck, and this device is 6 times more powerful than that Steam Deck, so they are getting an upgrade. So to them, it is an increase, and to a lot of people, it's an increase. A lot of people on that PC side, it is an increase. Now, the idea of this being a entry level for the average Joe, I don't know if I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? And not to just jump out the window, because I don't automatically assume that everybody is broke. That's something that's been going around on the gaming. The average Joe is being priced out there. Despite what the internet will have you believe, a lot of people aren't, suffering in financial chaos and can't afford to, make a one-time $1,000. But a lot of people can, especially when you look at what they spend over the course of a year. Make no movie ticket prices have gone up. People ain't going to the movies no less. The people that like to go to movies, that is, what I'm saying? If you're not really avid moviegoer, you could take it or leave it. But I've seen plenty of people who that's their thing. They love it. And since the theaters have opened back up, they up in that bitch every weekend. They up in that bitch multiple times a weekend. You know what I'm saying? So people are still spending money on the things they want to spend money on. I just think we kind of, as a console gamer and being amongst console gamers, we kind of look at it in a way in comparison to what we would do on a PlayStation, or what we would do on a Nintendo Switch, or what we would do on the Xbox. You know, so and there's plenty of people out there that's, you know, covering it from that perspective. I'm not really gonna look at it that way because you got different people out here doing that already. You know, now initially I'll go ahead and say I was wrong than a bitch as far as the price point. You know, initially when it was revealed, I was like, all right, this thing gonna be $500. You know, and then amidst all the situations going on with the increases of RAM and etc., I was like, all right, this joint might be $700, $800. You know, I did not think the system alone would be $1,000. You know, but it is what it is. You know, if you're gonna get one or you ain't. It's for who it's for. That's who it's for. You know what I mean? So I'll go ahead. Yeah, I was incorrect mundo. You feel me? And the increase of the Steam Deck ought have caused me to, you know, readjust my guess. But, you know, I really didn't pay attention to that, to be honest with you. I was kind of doing other things, but we finally do have a price point. I think the only one we don't have a price point for yet is the VR, which is a, you know, standalone VR set. And I think another thing that's coming up now is, for whatever reason, people are bringing up the PS6 and whatnot and talking about 2027, which Sony never spoke to. Sony never said anything about this joint dropping in 2027. That was a rumor the games media put together, and then they reacted to their own rumor by saying that the consoles would be delayed when there was no official word that was even the date. But people are looking at this and seeing this price point and saying, oh, next gen consoles about to be cooked. This is not a console. This is a PC. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that there won't be adjustments made for consoles. I personally think they could push the console out to fucking 2030, to be quite honest with you. I spoke to an individual who disagreed and said, you know, it might deter people who want that increase in performance right now, but my reply to that would be, those people are probably already going to PC anyway, or already have a PC. You know what I mean? So I don't think that would stop anybody saying, you're not on PC. I mean, you're not on console necessarily for performance. You're on console because of ease of use. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of one of the main reasons I look at for being on console. And of course, that's not to say you want a weak console. Each generation, the point for performance does step up. So that becomes the baseline. You know what I mean? As long as it's better than last generation. You know, you don't necessarily look for it to be the most earth-shattering experience. It is a great experience, but you don't look for it to compete to what a top-end PC can do. You know, if you want that kind of performance, it's understood that you're gonna have to jump out the window and spend some thousands to get that kind of performance, as you should. You know, it's there for you to achieve. You just gotta, you know, come up out them pockets and get to swiping on that debit card. You know, but as far as entry level gaming, console is just what it just is what it is. You know, now entry level PC, you could put together a PC, you know, for under $1,000, but what you gonna be playing on there? And if that's fine with you and that's the type of stuff you want to be playing, go ahead. But you don't think you're about to be out here spending $500-$600 and having a comparable experience and enjoying things in a similar way as an individual who would be on a PS5 Pro, and games are optimized specifically for that system. And there are certain things in that system to, you know, smooth out the edges, as it were. You know, you got to do a lot more work when it comes to getting yourself a PC and getting yourself a cheap PC and being there. I put it like that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, you can get game if you try to spend the least amount you can spend and jump into PC gaming. You know, obviously you're not gonna be able to do what a pro doing. It just is what it is. Unless you trying to go about it in a yard sale type of way, which most people who are in PC gaming won't even do. They just do that to allure an individual who's interested, and then, you know, that goes how it goes. But anyway, do I think this is an L? Overall, no, I don't think it's an L. I think the people who were genuinely interested in getting this thing, when they can get one, they will get one. Is the performance aspect disappointing? Nah, not really. I mean, they told us, you know, they told us out the gate, you wouldn't expect to pick this up, or I wouldn't expect to pick this up if we running Cyberpunk the way, you know, it's looking on a lot of these high-end PCs. I wouldn't even get this thing, to be honest with you, and think to run any high-end AAA blockbuster style game on here. You know, I wouldn't, just because you're not gonna be able to. So you know what I'm saying. So it's kind of out of the question. So I don't think it's a L. Would it have been nicer if it were cheaper? Obviously, that goes along with you know, that's everything. If it could be cheaper, it would be better, since you would think more people could afford it, more people would buy it. But I don't know, man. It's just a matter of, it's just one of those things you get into as far as watching other people's pockets. People gonna buy what they're gonna buy. They're gonna justify what they're gonna justify. And I'm not gonna be upset or outraged on behalf of another individual's pockets when maybe they can afford it, maybe they can't afford it. Who the fuck knows? You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to work for them and earning any amount of dollars on their behalf. And I'm not going to jump out the window and call anybody stupid or any of these things for choosing to spend their hard-earned money on what they want to spend their hard-earned money on. You know, a lot of people have been looking forward to this. You check out the Nerdnest, you check out any of these other PC-centric platforms who's spoken in anticipation of this device. A lot of people are excited for it. And then you see, sure, like I said, a lot of people are initially disappointed with the price, but they're gonna find a way to justify it and get one because they want one. You know, like everything in life when it comes to, you know, materialistic consumerism and things like this. But I'm glad the price is finally out. You know, that's one of the things we've been questioning and wondering about for like the last 6, 7, 8 months. Pretty much since it was revealed to the people. But you know, it's dope. Do with it what you will. Yeah, this is pretty much going to dominate the conversation for the next few days, up until, you know, some people are chosen and picked, and people start getting them in their hands and whatnot, and doing real life, real world reviews, and, you know, showcase how they themselves are planning on using it. There's someone inside of the community who still is pining to get one. She's produced a video detailing why it is that she's gonna jump out the window and get it, and good for her. You know, a lot, like I said, when people have made up their mind that they want something, it pretty much ain't nothing gonna stop them. You know, a lot of people get the idea. There's some people who actually budget for stuff. You know what I'm saying? They'll put it in their mind like, hey, this is coming out this day. I want it. I got 6, 7, 8 months to save for it. So every week I'm put for X amount of dollars in order to, you know, pick it up. And by the time it's time to come out, they may be short a couple $100, or they may be over a couple $100, and they're gonna just throw that on top of it and get it. You know what I'm saying? It's not, everybody ain't walking out here just making purchases on a whim, you know, or trying to buy the next thing with a paycheck. Some people plan ahead and plan accordingly. You know, initially when the PlayStation 5 was announced, I knew it was gonna be a few $100. You know what I'm saying? So that day, I had to put the money in a separate account. It's there automatically when I'm picking this up. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't have to worry about it. So some people, even though the price point of the Steam box was not known, you know, maybe initially they put aside $500. Then the RAM stuff popped out. They put aside another few $100. You know, now you get the official price point. Now they throw another couple $100 on top of it. You know, so over the course of a year, you know what I'm saying, it's already paid for. You know, you've already, you know, set the monies aside in order to make it in order to, you know, say make it paid for. But I'm not gonna drag this out no longer. That's just my thoughts and opinions about the situation. Drop a like, drop a comment. How do you feel about it? Is it too expensive for what it does? Absolute no. This is an L on Valve. F Gabe, F Steam. If that's how you feel, let me know down inside the comments. Catch me every Tuesday on the big homie Wood Trippers MJP's channel on the Just Playing live stream. We have been playing Dark Tide. Catch me every Saturday here for my own solo podcast, GGR Podcast, 11 in the AM, just yapping about the comings and goings in gaming. And I take your time for about an hour. You know what I'm saying? I like to get people in and get them out. I don't want to hold them hostage, as it were. But I'll catch y'all inside the next one. I'm going.